Hey folks, Philipp Lomboy with Automated Marketing Strategies here, and I wanted to share with you a way to increase the strength of your relationship with your clients and prospects. So when we look at the strength of your business, typically it comes down to the strength of your relationships with your clients and prospects. That determines whether they're going to actually buy from you, and if they've already bought from you, whether they continue to buy from you. So the stronger that relationship is, then the more of that we're going to be getting. So how do you do that? How do you strengthen that bond? Well, one thing you want to look at is how that works in your personal relationships, right? So say, for example, if you have someone that you interact with, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a close friend. When you look at how you relate to one another, it's not just through one means, right? Say maybe you talk to each other face to face, okay? But then you also talk to each other on the phone. You also talk to each other through email, maybe through social media, maybe through texting. So the strength of your relationship is reflected in the methods, the number of methods that you're using to communicate with one another. Well, that's one thing that you can do with your clients and prospects as well, is increase the number of methods that you're using to interact with them. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have let's call it a channel right now, right? That you interact with them through Facebook, okay? Well, now you want to interact with them through another means. Say, for example, you want to interact with them through email. So initially, they might have found you through a friend or a family member that liked your status, or they shared a photo of yours or whatever. Now this person has found you and they're liking you, and you have a relationship over Facebook. Well, now you want to expand that. So one way is to send them email. So how can you get their email address from Facebook? So how do you get this channel here? Well, one thing that you can do is dovetail. Okay, so use what you can on the channel, the first channel, and give them a compelling reason to go into the second. So how do we do that? Well, here is one way that I did it on our Facebook page, okay? So here people have liked us here, but now I want to interact with them via email as well. So how do I do that? Well, I offered them something of value. In this particular case, it's a webinar training, okay? So here are these custom tabs, as they call them, on the Facebook page. And when they click here, now here's an opportunity for them to register for this webinar. Of course, in order to do that, they have to give me their email address. Okay, so once they do that, now I have a couple of methods to be able to interact with them. Incidentally, if you haven't done this on your Facebook page yet, if you are using Facebook to market, there's an application that you want to add to your page to do that, and it's called, I'll put it down here, static HTML. Okay, so just look for it here in your search bar, click there, and it'll give you the option to add it to one of your Facebook pages if you are an administrator of a page. Okay, so that's one way to get, in this particular case, from Facebook into getting their email. Now, how do you get it the other way around also? Say, for example, I have been doing some advertising for this particular webinar through other means. Maybe it's through my business card, or maybe it's through a flyer, or maybe it's through a postcard that I'd sent out. Well, now that they've actually registered for the webinar, of course, I've got their email address there, and I'd be able to interact with them via email. Well, how can I get them onto, in this case, my Facebook page? Well, on the webinar, there's actually a thank you page that I send them to. And here is what it looks like. Okay, so when they go to it, here's a video. Tells them that, hey, you are confirmed for this webinar. Now there are a couple steps that you want to take. And the first step is that I ask them to like my Facebook page. And the reason for that is because they might want to get notified of new trainings that I don't post anywhere else. Okay. So that's their compelling reason to go from giving me their email address, registering for this webinar, to go to my Facebook also. Okay. So, that's just an example of how you'd be able to increase the ways you interact with your clients and prospects. Of course, you can do this through other means as well, in terms of getting them from, say, for example, a telephone number, right, to getting their email, or getting from their email, getting it so that they give you their mailing address, and vice versa. So a lot of different ways you'd be able to do this. But again, the goal here, the strategy, is that you get more channels going between you and your client or prospect. The stronger that relationship is going to be, so that they're going to want to buy from you more often and refer you more often, and you'll just be top of mind to them all the time. Okay. Now, why do I share this with you? Well, if you're watching this video, chances are you have some questions about your own marketing strategies and how to apply them. Well, if that's the case, I encourage you to reach out to me. I deal with this every single day, and I would welcome a conversation with you. So if you'd like to have that happen, just go to powercallwithphil.com and apply for a free strategy session with me. Well, that's it, folks. Cheers to your success. We'll talk to you soon.